Meanwhile, Nigerians have called for greater inclusion of domestic league players on the senior men's national team, the Super Eagles. Some of them expressed disappointment that Nigeria invited all foreign-based players instead of allowing some Nigerian professional league players play in the last game against Sao Tome and Principe. Our correspondent Solomon Adjuziugu has more in this report.
Some Nigerians have questioned the need to unleash a full arsenal of foreign-based players, except one. Against Sao Tome and Principe, the squad of 23 included 3 new faces who have never featured for the country, with one of them reportedly earlier opting to play for his European country of birth.
I think it's an avenue for us to test the homegrown Super Eagles players that we had, to ensure that at least we're looking to another step whereby we have people who are now coming in fresh and to inject new fresh bloods and ensure that we're promoting our own local leagues.
Even a Premier League team here in Nigeria would defeat Sao Tome. All due respect to Sao Tome.
With a tradition of almost foreign-based and foreign-born players dominating the Eagles, the local-based players have become almost estranged from the senior men's team. This way of life in the national team has now created a new wave of players' movement from the grassroots without a taste of the Nigerian domestic league. Scouting programs like this are being at the heart of the exodus of Nigerian players from the local scene. Once selected by visiting foreign scouts, these young players will not have to go through the local professional stage.
We should have close to like 35% of our local-based players playing in the national team.
That will also encourage the grassroots players to see that, oh, one day they could have chance in the Super Eagles.
Last time Nigeria had a large contingent of local players in the Super Eagles was at the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations in South Africa and the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. That team was managed by a homegrown coach, Stephen Keshi. Since then, the involvement of local players in the Eagles has been restricted to just one player, whether at the Nations Cup or the World Cup. And these have been just goalkeepers. The 2013 Nations Cup winning squad had 6 players from the Nigeria Professional Football League (NPFL). These players include Azubike Egwuekwe, Ruben Gabriel, Godfrey Obabana, Ejike Ozoenyi, Sunday Mba, and Chikozie Agbim. But of these 6, just 4 made it to the World Cup in Brazil.
I think it's going to be good for our football, particularly our Premier League, Nigerian League. I don't want to believe that it's only Ojo Olorunleke that is good enough to be a part of this squad.
With the next Nations Cup in Ivory Coast and the World Cup qualifiers fast approaching, the current Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) managers have an opportunity to prove they have brought good fortunes to the development of the domestic game. Solomon Adjuziugu, TVC News.